Hi, this is Dave from the Ford Railroad Museum Bradenton project, and we have stripped a lot of paint from that particular section there over the porter's area. Actually pulled down, and it could be a bunk for the porter, and then there was bedding stored behind there. So we've kind of done our getting off the first couple layers with the heat gun and the sprayer, as shown in some of our other videos. And now we're going to just touch a little bit on the sanding. So a little bit about the sanding project. We're not going to do too much of this because it's very, very, very dirty. Produces a ton of dust. So we have a couple different kinds of paper here for our sander. These are the hook and loop discs, so kind of like Velcro they stick on by. Pretty cool. And these are some extra coarse 40 grit. We have some let's see, that looks like 60 grit, so we have a pack of 60, and we have some it looks like we've lost the label, but this is 120, I believe, so at 150. So we can go from very, very coarse, that's pretty gritty, to medium to very fine. We're going to try some 60 on these areas over here where I've already stripped off a lot of the paint. Yeah. That one's got some life in it, I think. So we want to be economical. We'll put that 60 back on. Good idea to have a filter of some sort, paint sprayer thing on. I have this filter. You don't need one quite this elaborate. I have that because I'm also heat stripping, and the heat stripping is kind of rough. This paint is from the, well, it's been around a while. I think that the bottom stuff here, probably a primer that was put on in the 40s when the car was new. And certainly some of this greenish color here, probably lead-based paint. So you always want to be really careful when you're working with that. Not to inhale much of it. Have some exhaust fans running. I've got an exhaust fan going here in the car. And to wear some kind of respirator. So for the sanding part, proceed at your own risk. But I think the good quality white painter's masks are maybe okay. But because the heat gun does actually burn a little bit of the stuff and generate some fumes, I got a little bit better respirator. I don't think you can buy too good a respirator, so whatever works for you. So I'm going to turn this guy on. Makes a little racket. Let it spin up. One thing to point out, this rigid sander that we use has got this nice little bag here that kind of sucks up a big chunk of the nasty dust. So good feature here. But you'll notice it still leaves a pretty significant coating of real fine dust on everything. So this was 60 grit. You'll see that it quite quickly took that primer down to the bare metal. Now, we were thinking that this was aluminum under here, and it may well be. This is certainly aluminum. Where I can, I would like to refinish the stainless to the original look as we have. But anyway, you can see that the 60 took that down quite quickly from where I got it with the paint scraper and the heat gun to, you know, pretty much ready to paint. I'd probably say we'll go over that with some of the 150, get it really nice and clean and smooth, and it'll certainly be ready for a coat of primer and painting. So anybody who would like to come and work with the sander, it's here. We usually keep it in the ticket office. Heather will know where it is, and any of the areas that I've already taken down with the paint scraper, like in here, any of this up in here, hey, jump on it with the sander and get it down to where it looks like this. Again, I started out 150 would be what we'd want to finish it off with. So there you have it. That's our next step to the paint stripping and repaint preparation. You can see some areas down here where I've just started to work with the heat stripper. Got, you know, the first couple layers off. I'd like to do some more on that before it actually starts to get sanded, but it's getting pretty close. Now this is stainless underneath here, so I'm not sure the approach I want to take to that. I would not like anybody to put the sanding disc on it for a while till I see how clean I can get it with the paint scraper, and whether or not it's feasible to return it to the stainless look. Now this is some of that area over here where I've started to do that. We'll see. We'll see how much work we want to make that. It sure would be nice if this could look. It is stainless under here, and this was like this all the way up at one time, and I would love to see it that way again. But time, skills, resources, who knows. As well over here. Ultimately, my goal would be strip this. You can already see underneath there it's you know, it's stainless. Strip that, polish it out so it looks like that good stainless again. Yeah, don't know if we'll do that. We may end up having to paint it. We may not be able to get the finish good enough for it to be left bare stainless. If we have to, we'll paint it. But it's got to be stripped first, because this old paint is messed up. That's it. It's Dave from the Bradenton. Thanks much for tuning in. Come out and help.